Good morning. Happy Friday. We're getting a lot closer to Christmas. I think, 11 days? 11 days till Christmas. You still have plenty of time to get Brother D Cup some hot dogs and Yoo-Hoo and Capri Suns, and get News Now library auditor and News Now Bobby Hill all expenses paid vacations to Florida. It's kind of a working vacation though, because obviously they're going there to fight tyranny in the libraries of Florida, or maybe the rest stops of Florida, wherever tyranny can be found. And while you're in the giving mood, maybe you could watch Brother Ben's gaming live streams that he puts under the gaming tag, that he uses people who want to talk about auditing in the auditing community and the drama associated therein, where he uses them to bolster his numbers for gaming in hopes that the Google or YouTube algorithm will boost him up in the rankings, maybe premiere him, or not premiere, but promote him. Who knows? Good old Brother Ben. Or maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe get him his own copy of a porno movie so that he doesn't have to earn a fraud conviction for not returning a porno. Or maybe someone can buy Furry Potato a book on how to differentiate between the church and the state. If someone wants to claim that Furry is an activist at this point, that's fine. An activism for what? Oh, I heard California Guardian try to explain it to me that, Muslims are, they foster terrorism, he says. So they should audit mosques, he says. And then you can explain why Furry Potato also audited a synagogue. Are those Jews similarly plotting terrorism? I don't know. Maybe Furry should audit the Sovereign Church of Jesus and Brother D. Cup Jones. Maybe auditors should stop auditing libraries and maybe go inside the library and read. Maybe go to a law library and pick up a law book. Oh, I'm sorry. 'Tis Christmas. 'Tis the season of giving. My mistake. Cameras in courtrooms still don't make sense. People want to say, you only think the government should have cameras in courtrooms, and absolutely I do. Because the judge is a government employee. And the judge has ethics rules that are constraining who, what, how, when, why, where gets filmed, and what gets released, and what in the interests of justice doesn't get released, and all that other fun stuff. There are cameras in courtrooms, kids. At least in California, every courtroom I've been in, I have seen a camera. Every last one of them. And they are audio recording, as far as I'm aware, in every courtroom I've ever been in. So the information is there. And if somebody thinks they absolutely need it, they can do an open records request on it. And if it doesn't get released, well, there are generally going to be either administrative or judicial reviews that you can go through to get it released or not. But yes, the court gets to control what gets recorded in the court, and the court is the government, and I have no problem with that whatsoever, because justice and protections already exist. Even before there was recording, audio and video recording in courtrooms, there were already protections in place. On any critical issues, you will typically have a court reporter there who is an independent person. Usually in a civil matter, one of the parties is going to pay for it, and in a criminal matter, I guess it would depend on the nature of the hearing and the particular rules of the court or state or whatever. But generally speaking, well, maybe not generally speaking, but generally there is going to be a court reporter in the courtroom writing down what everybody says. Generally speaking, hashtag not in ex parte actions, but those are limited. Generally speaking, there is going to be both parties in the courtroom. And if you don't trust the government to manage filming, I've got news for you, kids. There's no way around it. If you think that it's been abused, if you think that a recording should have been released, it's going to be a judge of some sort who is determining whether or not it should have been released. If someone gets charged with some sort of an offense of not releasing audio or video, or somehow being corrupt, it's going to be the government who's prosecuting that case against them. I understand not trusting the government. I understand that. But there are protections in place. And as soon as the public pays someone to provide that protection for them, that person is essentially a government official at that point, a government employee. The people are paying for that person's services. If you didn't trust the government to investigate Trump, but you trust Mueller to investigate Trump, well, Mueller works for the government. He's a government employee. Congratulations, you played yourself. But yes, only the government gets to determine it. And if any determination needs to be made on whether or not that information should be released, it is the government who makes that determination. It's going to be a judge. So, yeah. And again, nobody has pointed to any actual issue that cameras have been needed to address in the court. So, and before anybody starts linking videos of somebody committing a crime in a courtroom, just remember, just stop and think before you post that link. Just remember, you're posting a link to a video. The cameras in the courtroom worked at that point, the ones the government provided. Rub them brain cells together until they get warm enough to spark a thought in your head. Thanks for watching. Once again, happy Friday. And remember, it's the giving season. Give you who.